Okay, now we're gonna take our wing here, and we're just gonna set it down. Make sure that this piece is pushed in, and that this piece is pushed in. And I have my retainer, my keeper here, holding this on with my rubber bands. And what I want to do is just take a piece of tape, and without touching anything or moving anything, I just want to tape that end down. Okay, and then as it is, I want to do the same over here. Okay, so I'm not trying to bend it or anything. My angle should be correct with this, so I just want to secure those down into place. Okay, and then I'm going to take a piece of balsa, and I want to lay it on here, and what I want here is a 90-degree angle right here. Okay, so you can just kind of eye this up. I'm just going to hold it. I'm going to overlap, so I got a little piece hanging off there. Move it in just a tad, so about like that, so it's overhanging just a little bit. And then I'm going to hold it. I'm going to make a mark right from on this edge. I'm going to cut there, so I'm going to just make a mark. That's where I want it. Okay. Alright, so if I lay this back on here, it's going to be like that. Okay, and then I'm going to need a push pin. Now for this push pin, we basically want this to go through this first piece and then into the bottom piece underneath here most of the way. So one way that you could kind of figure this out is to take two pieces side by side. If you were to hold the pin on here like this, okay, more or less I want to just cut it so that I'm short. Okay, so I'm going to scooch it in just a little. Okay, and I can check that. Okay, so if it looks like it's going to go all the way through, then trim a little more off. So you can see I have the pin there. I'm going to just trim off a touch more. Okay. Alright, and then set your piece back on there. Hold it, and now you want to make sure that when you're putting the pin through, a little closer here, okay, you want to make sure that you're going to hit the center of this beam. Okay, so do a good job of lining that up and make sure that the pin goes straight down. It'll go in there like that. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to lift this out, okay, leaving the pin in there. I'm going to take my super glue, put a little bit right on that hole, just a little, and then I'm going to push the pin down in there. Okay, now it's important to know that this piece, it does have to move. Okay, so if you just kind of move it a little bit, just ensure that the super glue isn't going to glue this piece into place, because we don't want that. Okay, so if you just use the right amount of glue, a little bit of glue, should be in good shape. All right, then we're going to move on to the other side, and we're going to do the same thing. We're gonna need a longer piece. Now this piece, I do want to watch that I have a 90-degree angle right here. Okay. And also, you don't want to push too hard. You just want these to meet up right there. Okay. So lay it on there. Okay, down on this end, right here. Let's see. I'm going to end up cutting that down a little bit so that I'll have a similar situation as I do on the other side, okay, where it's just extending past there a little bit. Okay, so that ought to do the trick. Okay. You're gonna have to get another pin ready. Okay, and let's see. Okay. Then you can just kind of hold it in place till it looks like it got a nice angle. This has to go down right through the center, just like on the last one. Alright, so that's how that'll go in. I'm going to lift that out. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue right there. And I'm going to stick that pin back in. And then make sure that you can move that. And that step will be accomplished. Okay. Now you're going to need a, well, we'll say about 2-inch length of this straw. It's got about an 1/8 inch diameter, so it should slide right over this nicely. This is going to be used to hold these two pieces together. Okay, so it'll end up going like that. Okay. Now what I found a little bit helpful, and you can do this if you want to make it a little easier to get this piece into the tube, you could just make a slight little taper by taking off some of the corners. Don't have to do that if you don't want to, but it just makes it easier to slide that on. Okay. And we're going to stop right there.